Ladies, gentlemen, boys, girls, innies, outers, in betweeners, it's me again, Dan. Welcome back to another PAP Reports. The bad bits. It's still Wednesday, September the 9th, 2020. This is a story from early August that slipped through the net, so to speak, and has only just been brought to my attention. The BBC, a haven for sex offenders, appears to have produced yet another. 44-year-old Ben Thomas, who worked at BBC Wales until 2005, where he then left to apparently preach the word of God on the streets of London for 5 years, before returning to Wales in 2008 as pastor of a family church in Gwynedd, apparently handed himself in to authorities and asked to be remanded on custody after admitted 40 sexual offences against children and adult, including indecent assault and voyeurism. Although Thomas asked to be remanded, a judge in July thought it was appropriate to release him back into the community on bail until the 29th of September, when he will be sentenced, with Judge Nicholas Parry telling Thomas that the inevitable sentence is a significant custodial sentence. Yeah, well done, Judge Parry. Tell a filthy paedophile cunt that they ain't coming out for a long time, and then send them back into a public. It's not like he's got nothing to lose now, is it? You utter fucking idiots. That's literally given the guy who's clearly a danger the green light to go and fuck some kids before he gets locked up. I mean, what the fuck are you thinking? These things seriously get worse with every report that I do. Listening to the excuses that judges make for paedophiles and the excuses they give themselves over the actions and the conditions that they pose on these paedophiles when they let them back out into the public. It's absolutely sickening. A prison guard at HMP Pentonville has allegedly been caught having sex with a sex offender. Classy. The 26-year-old prison guard, who's not yet been named, was arrested on suspicion of misconduct in public office after police were called to reports of potentially inappropriate conduct involving a serving member of prison staff at HMP Pentonville in North London and an inmate. It's alleged that the guard and rapist, 27-year-old Dimek Amora, were caught red-handed, with a source suggesting that they were actually entwined when staff found them. Amora is a convicted sex offender, a really nasty character. Nasty? No. Rapists ain't nasty, they're cunts. Amora was jailed in 2012 for raping a 29-year-old trainee architect at knife point as she walked home in Nunhead, South East London. See? Cunt. A Metropolitan Police spokesperson said police were called at 03:24 hours on Sunday the 30th of August to reports of potentially inappropriate conduct involving a serving member of prison staff at HMP Pentonville. Officers attended and the 26-year-old woman was arrested on suspicion of misconduct in public office. She was interviewed and released under investigation. Detectives from the Central North Area Command Unit are investigating. Enquiries continue. A prison service spokesperson said a member of staff has been suspended and it would be inappropriate to comment further while police are investigating. The hearing over Candice Barber, the school teacher we spoke about last week, accused of having sex with a 15-year-old in a field, is continuing, with some interesting revelations coming to light. Last week, the boy who Barber is accused of having sex with in a car was said by Barber's lawyers to have hacked into her Snapchat account to retrieve images of the teacher topless, which so far as I'm aware, is unproven yet. This week, however, Barber has said that the boy pestered her constantly after she gave him her personal number to discuss a personal problem. Maybe the boy was embarrassed about the size of his penis, as he told the court that 35-year-old Barber told him that he had a bigger dick than her husband, along with telling him she was pregnant with his child. Barber denies the allegations, but said about giving the boy her personal number that it is something I'm incredibly embarrassed about. I know it was the wrong thing to do, but I had good intentions in doing it. Adding, there was always something he needed to speak to me about. I was checking his general welfare as well. She said it became a lot more persistent and I was quite concerned. Concerned because I shouldn't have had the contact in the first place. Barber said she had tried to tell the boy that she was uncomfortable with the phone calls and that he needed to talk to her at school if he had problems he wanted to discuss. The jury heard that the complainant initially denied the affairs when rumours of his alleged relationship with Barber were put to him by the head teacher in January 2019. The boy later accepted the alleged affair when he was spoken to again in March last year after topless pictures of Barbara started circulating around the school. When asked how the naked photos of herself had been leaked, Barbara said the My Eyes Only folder in her Snapchat had been hacked. After being spoken to by the head teacher, Barbara sent a message to the boy saying, "Promise me you will delete everything. I don't want to get in any trouble." Perfectly reasonable for someone who didn't do anything inappropriate to say that. When she refused to have any further contact with him, she claims he sent her a message reading, "Watch what's going to happen. You're going to lose your job. You're going to lose your family." Barbara of Wendover denies 3 counts of causing or inciting a child under 16 to engage in sexual acts and 1 count of sexual communication with a child. She further denies 1 count of causing or inciting a child to engage in sexual activities while in a position of trust and 1 count of causing a child to watch a sexual act by a person in a position of trust. The hearing continues. Lloyd Moyo, a mental health nurse in Scotland, has been found unfit to practice by the Nursing and Midwifery Council and has been struck off the register after being found guilty of sexually assaulting a woman in 2017. 48-year-old Moyo continues to deny the assault but was convicted in May 2019 at Glasgow Sheriff Court, with the Nursing and Midwifery Council hearing just having taken place. Moyo, who is originally from Zimbabwe but lives in Kirkcaldy, Fife, was, as you would expect, punished proportionately and was handed an 18-month community payback order and referred to the Scottish Government under the Protection of Vulnerable Groups Act. He admitted that his fitness to practice was impaired due to his conviction, but continued to deny carrying out the assault, which involved a woman who was known to him. The nursing watchdog said that Moyo's actions had brought the medical profession into disrepute and he had displayed limited insight into the impact of his behaviour on his victim. In a decision notice, the NMC said the panel found that you have brought the medical profession into disrepute. The panel was of the view that although the matters which gave rise to your conviction did not relate to your nursing practice, during clinical practice you will likely come into close contact with female patients and colleagues. The panel considered that, were this to occur, such patients and colleagues may be put at risk by such behaviours and could be caused physical and emotional harm. The panel also found that your conduct had breached the fundamental tenets of the nursing profession and therefore brought its reputation into disrepute. The panel was of the view that you did not fully address the impact the conviction had on the victim, focusing more on how you have been impacted personally. The panel is of the view that there is a risk of repetition based on your lack of insight into your behaviour around women, and this potentially puts patients at risk of physical harm and emotional and psychological harm, although it noted that the incident occurred outside of the confines of your clinical practice. The panel therefore decided that a finding of impairment is necessary on the grounds of public protection. They added, the panel concluded that your actions giving rise to your conviction and the seriousness of this case amounted to significant departures from the standards expected of a registered nurse and are fundamentally incompatible with you remaining on the register. The panel was of the view that the findings in this particular case demonstrate that your actions were serious and to allow you to continue practicing would undermine public confidence in the profession and in the end MC as a regulatory body. The panel considered that this order was necessary to mark the importance of maintaining public confidence in the profession and to send to the public and the profession a clear message about the standard of behaviour required of a registered nurse. Moyo has 28 days to appeal the decision, but an interim suspension order has been put in place to protect the public. Big thank you to every single one of the channel supporters, especially our channel Patreon supporters. Your support really does help. And that's it for today's Too Much for YouTube. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe. Let me know your thoughts, as I know many of you will. And until next time, stay safe, look after each other, film the police, and as always, other officials. Good night, all. Thank you for taking the time to watch this video. If you like the content and you'd like to help support the channel, you can do so. In the description of every video there are some links to ways that you're able to help support the channel so I can continue putting out content. If you're unable to help us in that way, hit that subscribe button up the top there. If you haven't already, become a subscriber. That is support enough. Share the videos, comment, like, it all helps. If you're looking for something else to watch, up top there is my latest video. Down the bottom there is a video that YouTube recommends for you.